Welcome to Fit Talk with Coach Luis. If you're serious about getting fit, then this is your show. This is a podcast where fitness enthusiasts share all the ups and downs, the challenges, and the victories on their fitness journey. Now, here's your host, Coach Luis.
Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Jeffrey, Jason, I love it. I love that we're here to talk and just go over what it is that you guys do with 212 Meals and just tell people what it's all about. So again, welcome, and let me know what it is that, for people that don't know about you guys, what is it that 212 Meals is all about?
Take it away.
Yeah, I'll take it. So 212 Meal Prep is a company that we founded a little over 2 years ago. And basically, a nutrition, health and wellness type meal prep company. So basic goal is we create meals that fit within, a proper macronutrient diet. We focus on balance. We focus on portion control, and making sure that people don't get bored with enjoying a lifestyle of being healthy. So basically the gist of it, we create fresh, ready-to-eat meals that we cook in our commercial kitchen. We do all the work, we do all the packaging, all that good stuff, and we deliver them right to you so you can enjoy them for the week. So
takes all the work out of it. No shopping, no cooking, no cleaning. I mean, everything is literally cooked in-house, packaged, comes right to you. Stick in the microwave, heat it up, you're good to go. So it takes the hard work out of the prepping side of things.
And that's what I love about it, that I've been with you guys for a little over a year now, actually. I got my first post said that the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's been over a year already. So that's a perfect example from what you said, that you don't want it to be boring. So obviously if it would have been something, most of us eat anyways for performance and to stay healthy, but if it's not something that's I guess that gets boring, or you kind of feel like it's monotone, the same stuff over and over, then you're just like, okay, I'm just going to try something else.
It's funny too, because when we started, Jeff has all the culinary skill set as far as creating the food and coming up with dishes, and we've got a phenomenal staff now. But when we first started this business, we offered 5 meals. So there's only 5 meals. We changed them every week, and we just made a commitment when we first started that we're going to listen to customers, listen to the consumer. What do people want? Yeah. So 5 turned to 8, turned to 10, turned to 12, turned to 15. And, when you're looking at that, it sounds great, and it is. But from a logistics standpoint, it gets a little more difficult. So, we'd always have back and forth conversations where we're at 10. Hey, why don't we add a vegetarian, low carb, gluten free, dairy free, keto? And I'm the guy in the background. We'll go to 12, but no more. And then we're at 14, no more.
No more.
And somehow we made our way to 18, and I said, that's it.
That's enough.
He won't let me do any more now.
18 different dishes.
I think we've snuck in a couple weeks with 19.
We've had a few around 19, but, spreadsheets and just, the meals touch a lot of hands from our kitchen to delivering to the location. So 18 is it's quite a bit, but I will say it's made it, we've eaten this product for over 2 years now, and there's never a week I've gotten bored with it, even being the owner. So it's a great variety. It's like you said, if you have the same thing every single day, you get tired of it. And that was the whole mission, was to create a product that the everyday person could go to versus fast food or making a poor decision. So variety's there, and it helps a lot.
It does. It really does help. I love the fact that you revamped the website too, to where you can actually just go on the mobile phone, pick whatever you want. It's so easy to navigate. Sure. That part is huge, especially for people that aren't so tech savvy, and they don't know much about it. It's easy for them to see, okay, cool, this is the low carb section, this is the vegan section, this and that. So I love that, and that you guys are doing the keto friendly meals, because
that was a big push. That's been the most recent push. We were not holding off, but again, just we're, being 2 years old, we're limited in some senses as far as it's really our website, our kitchen. Jeff's background, our staff, I can't praise them enough. I don't cook the meals, so I get to stand back and say, hey, you guys are awesome. Yeah. But it really right now, it's just a logistics standpoint as
Yeah.
far as like, we'd love to get to a point where we can have all those varieties, which we'll get there. I believe we will. But keto was such a big push for so long. We just said, we finally gotta put it on there. And the meals have been great. I've eaten a lot of them. They're great.
Oh, I'm glad you did the lemon butter chicken.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's one of my favorite ones, man.
It's a good one.
Oh my goodness, it's so good. Again, you don't get tired of them. So that's such a huge.
That, you throw bacon or buffalo wings on anything.
Yeah.
And, I'm not really a wings fan.
Yeah.
But I tried those, and I like them. I like them a lot. This is amazing. This is perfect.
They're good.
So thank you guys for this, because this has been a huge help to not have to worry about the prepping, all that time that it takes to be prepping for years and years. Now that it's just there, it's like, oh yes, awesome. I just get to go home.
Spoiled.
You do. Now I'm like, I don't know. Like I was talking about the other day with someone at the clinic. It's like, what are you gonna do if they just like leave or whatever? You don't know. Like, what if you can't get them anymore? Whatever.
I ask myself the same question. So
I
I always say, for some reason we didn't do this. I have to figure something out.
Yeah, to figure something out. I'm like, well, I just go back to meal
The
prep.
convenience side of it is the health side's phenomenal, but the convenience side, I mean, you just can't beat it.
Oh, it's the best, man, and I love it. And I also love the fact that you have for the Weight Watchers point system. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of perks. You have, if it's gluten free, if it's dairy free. You really put so much information. You put the ingredients that are in every single meal. You put the macros that are on there. I mean, for people that track their foods, like I track my macros, and knowing that is a massive help, man. So again,
Awesome.
I can't, and I have a lot of clients that use you guys too. So we can't thank you guys enough for doing what you do. And the fact that you're local makes it even better, because people feel much safer and they feel more comfortable knowing that it's, oh, these guys are local? Great, cool. Let's help the local community. So
100%.
Again,
and we appreciate you. And again, I got to give credit to our kitchen staff and Jeff. I mean, the process. We're only $7.50 a meal.
Yeah.
So to me, for the quality of the product, it's unmatched. But at the same sense, the amount of effort that goes into our protocol and our standards and our procedures. I mean, all the food gets cooked to temp, cooled down to temp in the right time frame. We've got 100 ratings on our DHEC scores. We've got a walk-in cooler where everything's packaged, prepped. All of our trucks are refrigerated. I mean, the process, we take huge amounts of pride in making sure the food is delivered in a safe way. And that's just something that, even as an owner, I stand back. I'm like, man, we're doing it right. Yeah. We're taking the long route to make sure everything's done right, and it's paying off.
Absolutely. People will trust you more because it's good stuff. It's clean. It's healthy. You don't cut any corners, like you said. And the fact that you guys oversee everything and it's your guys' company and you're that passionate about it, it shows in the food. It is what it is. It's clean, good, wholesome food that is what we need more of, especially nowadays. There's so much stuff that's just processed, and that's what's easy to get. It's what's convenient. So people go that route because they're like, oh, I don't have any other choice. It's 7 o'clock in the evening and I got to eat. What am I going to do? So for the most part, it's like, yeah, sure, you can do it. But now that you have some convenience like this, and that price, like you said, too, it's a fantastic price for what you're getting. You can't go to Wendy's and get yourself a meal for that price, I mean, it is.
We joke about it all the time. And like you just said, for me, like weight loss has always been a struggle, like being overweight and just yo-yoing back and forth. And we just did a new video that you guys will see soon. But I talk about, for me, lack of preparation always led to failure. And it's like you said, it's like you end up 7 o'clock at night, man, I don't have anything prepared. It's like, Wendy's, McDonald's, Chipotle, whatever. Yeah. And it's funny, we did a video probably 6 or 7 months ago where we went to Chipotle and Chick-fil-A. We went to a bunch of different fast food places, and we really dug through like what is actually in the meal, and it's just shocking, like the amount of sodium and just all the different things that are kind of hidden in the healthier,
supposedly,
places.
Yeah, exactly, and they're supposedly healthy.
Yeah,
and it's true. Like whenever I do, and this is like, I'm not saying this because we're doing the podcast, but I literally tell every single client when they say, I have a problem with the eating part and prepping it and stuff, 9 out of 10 times, dinner. That's the part. Sure. That's the one. That's a struggle. And that's when I always say, well, I have a flyer and I'm like, look, this is a local meal prep company. Everything's fresh, never frozen. It's clean. You'll taste that it's fresh food. It's real actual chicken and they're local.
For sure.
You know, and they're like, oh, but what's in it? I'm like, good question. I'll go to the site because it's so self-explanatory. It's like, look, nothing's hidden. The ingredients are right there, guys. The macros are right there. And it actually makes my job easier because I can break down their calorie needs. And then from those calorie needs, it's like, here, now all you got to do is pick the foods that they're already made for you. You know, now what do you like? Do you want just vegan? Cool. Here's a vegan section. You want gluten-free stuff? Here you go. You know, you have so many options, and that's making it so much easier for the people that I work with to be able to actually eat actual healthier foods and not break the bank, because that's always their other concern is, oh, it's so expensive, I can't do it. You know, and then I'll just tell them, look, guys, grab your week of restaurant bills, of the eating out bills, bring them to me, and I promise you, you can at least buy 15, 20 meals and still have money left over from going to that.
I mean, even with grocery stores, like, it's shocking to me. Like, I love to cook, obviously.
Yeah.
But so there's definitely times in the month where it's like, you know, my wife would just be, hey, like, I'd love for you to just cook something at home, and so I'll go grocery shopping. But it's inevitable when you're trying to cook a dish, you're going to spend $50, $60, $70 because you might not have this spice or this ingredient or this fresh herb or these different things, and you end up throwing away half of it.
You do. A lot of it goes to waste.
You know, and there might be some people listening that are like, oh no, like I can live on $20 a week.
Well, he cooks really good food.
Yeah.
$50,
Yeah,
$60, $70
well, you know,
for the meal.
Oh.
That's the average price
That's
for
the
Chef
average price.
Jeff here. But
There you go.
I'm just saying I've
The point is true.
I've noticed that a lot of times when you go to the grocery store, you end up throwing a lot of stuff away that you buy because most of the time you buy too much or you only need a little bit of this. So,
yeah.
You know,
you try to buy
prepping
fresh and all
helps.
that. Yeah, and it just goes bad quicker because it's fresh. Yeah. Absolutely right, man. And that's one of the biggest things about having that option to use those made meals, that they're done. That's your serving size, and you're done with it. That's it.
For sure.
There's no waste.
Portion control too is huge.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Such a big part.
It is. It really is. You know. And all right, so give me some of the backstory. Like, what is it that made you guys come up with this type of concept?
Sure.
Yeah. So. I've got a culinary background. Wasn't using it at the time. Jason and I both had done several businesses together, but we were both at a point in our life where we were both back in the corporate world. He was doing corporate commercial insurance, and I had a landscaping company that I had sold to a bigger company, and I was running the operations for that company. So we were both working jobs in a corporate type environment. And it was the first time really in my life that I was not employed for myself, and I just kind of found myself hitting a wall of just like, man, you know, who am I? Like, what am I doing? You know, I've always been an entrepreneur since we were like 10 years old. Used to sell, you know, lemonade and sweet tea to the golfers at the back of our house. And so it was the first time I was really like, man, you know, I don't want to work for somebody else. At the same time, because I was now working for somebody else, driving a truck all day long, checking on job sites, I found myself stopping and eating fast food and subs and all these different things, and I got to the point where I was 320 pounds.
Yeah.
And so I was just extremely overweight, extremely unhealthy, extremely unhappy, and my wife and I had just had our first son.
Yeah.
And it was kind of one of those, like, punch in the gut, like, look at yourself in the mirror and say, like, what in the world happened to the guy that was, you know, an entrepreneur that was in decent shape?
Yeah.
And it kind of lit a fire underneath me. And I actually had a guy that I worked with challenge me to do Whole30. And if you're listening to the podcast, you don't know what that is. It's a pretty strict diet.
Oh, yeah.
It eliminates pretty much like any processed foods, sugars, a lot of different things. And I said, no, like I'm not going to do that. And he said, just go read the mission statement. And I'm just paraphrasing, but part of the mission statement says, doing a diet's not hard. Like having cancer's hard, you know? And that really just struck a chord with me. And I was like, man, like if I can't commit to something for 30 days, like that's terrible. And so I started the process of doing Whole30, which led me to start meal prepping.
Okay.
And so I started prepping food, which naturally led to me putting a picture on Instagram, and then Jason would see, dude, that looks good. Like, can you make some for me? And that just started this whole cycle of thinking about, like, man, if I could do this, you know, and it's good for me and he likes it and other people are talking about it, what would that look like? And at the same point, basically our entire family, so myself and Jason, we have another younger brother, 2 other younger brothers, we all joined a gym in Myrtle Beach. And it was something, not a normal gym. It was one of those gyms. It's like athletic based training, so a lot of HIIT workouts, high intensity. Yeah. And we really fell in love with that gym and the process and everything. And we were having a conversation. The owner of that gym was a friend from the past, and we hadn't really done a lot of stuff together, but we kind of reconnected from us joining. We were just having a conversation one day, and I looked at him and I said, "What would it look like, if we had a meal prep company and we, basically offered it to your clients?" And he just said, "Man, like I'd love to have a meal prep company. I don't know anything about meal prep. I don't know anything about cooking or any of this stuff." Yeah. And so, long story short, the 3 of us got together and just came up with a concept of like, hey, what if we created like chef-inspired but trainer-approved meals? Mm-hmm. And the name 212, we racked names for like days. Yeah. And then 212 just came up. 212 degrees Fahrenheit is the degree that water boils, so it's essentially the degree of change. Nice. And that was kind of be our motto, was chef-inspired, trainer-approved meals, and we want to be the degree of change, whether that's for you from a food standpoint, from a relationship standpoint, like whatever you need, our company wants to fill that. We want to help you push over that next level and become that degree of change. And so I can remember it was like yesterday. We were standing in our current kitchen that we have now, and we looked at each other and we said, "Are we gonna do this?" And it was just like, "Yeah, let's sign a lease." And we signed a lease, and I think like 3 weeks later, I'd quit my job, and Jason stayed on for almost a year.
It's like 7-8 months.
Working full time doing insurance and full time doing 212, and then our other business partner Adam, he's super busy. He's got like 6 locations and franchising and all kinds of stuff. And so the 2 of us really just ran with it and just put our heads down and just started to just beat the pavement. And one thing led to another. And we started out being a part of his gyms. He had 5 gyms in Myrtle Beach. And we saw that concept and we said, hey, what if we took that same concept and just went to other gyms? And that's kind of how the model kind of spanned out. And now 2 years in, we've got 29 pickup locations that span from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, all the way through Charlotte and the surrounding areas. So it's been a wild ride.
I'm telling you, man, that's another awesome demonstration of why you should follow and trust in your dreams and 100%. Always push to live outside of your comfort zone, because doing something like that, to where, like you said, you just ended up not that much later from when you started it, you're like, I'm doing this, and signed the lease. Like that's a huge jump.
It was all like, I would say from concept, like in my head, to telling Jason, to telling Adam, it was like a 30-day window of concept to, hey, we now are responsible for a kitchen. And
it was quick, and honestly too, 212, that degree of change. I could go on forever about this, but that is the whole premise of what happened. It would take too long to share our entire backstory, but like Jeff said, we did business together for 5-6 years, got out of it, we're in the corporate jobs, just so many aspects of life, wanted to change, wanted to get back to that, felt like we had more to offer, had those dreams, and it really was just that decision, man. Like I wish I could take people from this podcast and put them in that room, because how many times do we talk about dreams and we game plan and we talk about the future and just you lay it all out. It's like, how cool would it be if?
Yeah.
And we did that. I mean, he had a great job, just had a kid, just bought a new house. So great job, great pay. That's a lot going on to walk away from. I was in probably the best job I'd ever had. Was just married, got a house, so all the same things, and it was literally a moment in that kitchen where I have my real estate license, so we found it through that, found the space, went in there, talked to the guy, hey, it's going to cost this much, and before we walked out the doors, I remember looking at each other and be like, if we don't sign the lease now, like, we'll just never do it. It's going to be another one of those ideas, and it's wild to think that we went from probably not doing it to doing it. I'll never forget the first weekend we were open. We probably did 700 meals, which that's crazy. That was way more than I would have expected.
Yeah.
Him and I I was still working my full-time job. He would spend the week preparing. We worked from probably 6 a.m. to 1 a.m. every night. And the last night delivering food, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. We had to be at our pickup at 6 a.m. and just practically like in tears, like, what in the world have we done? Like, this is crazy to, fast forward now and, to be at the point where we're at. We've got 12 full-time people in our kitchen. We've got 30 people that help function the business doing
That's fantastic.
4,000 or 5,000 meals a week. And you kind of forget so quickly because you're always looking ahead at what it took. But just the encouragement to anyone listening is just like, you literally are just that one. We had no idea. No idea what we were getting into. I mean, I remember we mapped out a budget. And I love finances. I went to school for a bit. Like, I just love the numbers and business and everything. And I'm like, this is the plan. It was close, but not really. Oh, we need this. We need that. Like, I had electric bill, X amount, 10 times that. It's just like, and you just figured it out. You figure it out, you work hard, and you look back and like, I don't even know how we got here. Yeah. But you do it.
But you do, exactly. You take that chance, and if you really think about it, it's kind of like you guys were, in a way, meant to be doing this. You were a chef.
Sure.
You knew what you were doing as far as it comes to the food and the business aspect. You did things on your own business. You had the real estate license. I mean, come on. What else did you want? Signs to be like, this is it. Like your license helped you to get the place. For your connections you had, yours as well. It all helped you mold. And again, you probably were like, cool, we'll do it for a few gyms. It'll be cool. It'll be fun, this and that. And like you said, you felt like, okay, cool. It'll probably be up to here. Great. It'll be fine. I'll have a little extra income or whatever, just something. But look where it is now.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are you're killing it. You're making these meals that are just incredibly good. And everyone knows that what you're doing is good. It's a help for everyone.
Sure.
It really is. And all because you took that chance. You stepped outside of your comfort zone, and now you're not looking back and saying, what if? Now you're not like, oh man, what if you would have done that? What would have happened? There could be someone else. It could be totally complete, because you know how it is. It's always like that. You have an idea. If you don't follow it through, sooner or later, someone's else is going to do it.
Someone's going to step in and do it.
It's not going to change.
For sure. And that's something that, again, just encouragement to anyone listening to this. If you have a dream, if you have a goal, go for it. Yeah. Because the risk of not doing it, in my opinion, is so much greater than failing. Failing is really only happens if you don't learn a lesson from it.
Right.
And I just look at our life, and it's like, he grew up in the restaurant industry. My first job was serving tables. Mm-hmm. I've had the craziest job. I've sold commodities, insurance, timeshare, real estate. We did network marketing. I mean, you name it. We've done it. Yeah. And there's so many points in my life where I'm like, was so unhappy. Like, why am I doing this? Right. But like you just said, when that end picture comes into frame, all of it made sense. All of it added up to where I said today, I'm like, man, could you imagine if we would have started this 7 years ago and not just 2? And his response was, yeah, but we wouldn't be as good as we are now.
You weren't ready
for it. It's so true. And it's like so many people, I think, get so disappointed at where they're at in life and what they're doing, which is understandable. Mm-hmm. But if you will pursue that goal and you will have that patience, like we've been waiting for 7-9 years to find that thing. Mm-hmm. And who even knows 212 is unbelievable. It's been great, but now we just continue to look forward and grow and better ourselves. And that's my thing. If people listening, if you're discouraged of what you're doing, the best thing is if you can just better yourself every day and let the rest fall into place, there'll come a point in time that you'll look back and say, oh, that made sense.
Right.
It made sense while I was doing that.
Yeah. As long as you follow what you do goes towards whatever your end game may be, or if you have a long-term goal that you're really trying to get to, and what you're doing now isn't what you want to do, fine. It's not what you want to do, but do it well. Do it good, because you never know who's watching. You never know what that opportunity, what doors that may open. But if you don't do that specific thing good, then you're really limiting yourself, and you're not really going to go anywhere, because you're changing your mindset from being positive, from opening doors from seeing things that could come down the road, you're closing that off to just a negative mindset. And once you have a negative mindset, everything just closes in on itself, and you've pretty much ruined your own chances for anything. So, absolutely, that's fantastic advice, man. It really is. So, run us through a day of what it's like to. So, let's say if someone orders their foods, like how does that step work, and when the meals get done, and then how do they get to the places?
Sure. So the ordering process, Monday at 11 a.m., we put a brand new menu up on our website. So 212meals.com, from Monday at 11 a.m. until Thursday at 1, customers can go on and order. Anything they order during that time frame can be picked up the following Monday. Now, if you're in Myrtle Beach, by some chance, we have a pickup on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that one pickup at our kitchen, all pickups are Monday. So Monday through Thursday, you go online, you place an order for whatever food you want. We've got 4 different meal packages. All the meals are $7.50. They can customize the package however they want. Pick up the following Monday. I would say our day-to-day is kind of crazy all over the place, but the most structured aspect, which I'll let Jeff kind of share on the kitchen side of things, but Thursday at 1, those orders come in.
Mm-hmm.
So at 1 o'clock, that's crunch time. We shut the website down. All the orders come in. I have to manually break them down between every single location. So my job is I start on the spreadsheets, who ordered where, putting those meals there, making sure all the orders are correct, all the meals are in place. Jeff then takes that, gets all the food that he needs to do, which I'll let him carry from that point. But Thursday, Friday, Saturday for me is just all really logistics, making sure everyone's meals are where they need to go, their orders are correct. If someone missed a meal or forgot something, reaching out to them, making sure the customers are taken care of. But then really Thursday afternoon, we have such a small time frame. We've got Thursday to Sunday to get everything ready, because Sunday the meals go out.
Mm-hmm.
They get delivered in our box trucks, our refrigerated trucks, all throughout North and South Carolina to that location. But after I get all the orders in, I pass that to Jeff. He gets the food order in and go from there.
Yeah. Thursday is definitely a crazy day. And,
yeah, I bet.
And even to elaborate on what Jason does, if you can imagine, so an average week for us is anywhere between.
Can you pause on there?
Oh, gosh. So just to elaborate what Jason said, like Thursday is crazy. So even on his standpoint, so an average week for us, you're talking 400 to 500 customers placing an order.
Mm-hmm.
And so all those numbers come in, and then he has to go through and manually figure out, like, okay, Johnny's over here and Sally's over here.
We're not that technologically advanced quite yet, but we're getting there.
It works.
Yeah,
it does.
If it works,
it takes
it
a lot
works.
of effort, but
it takes a lot of time. But once I get the numbers, basically, so I place our order with all of our different distributors. Thursday, Friday, Saturday is when the kitchen's running like crazy. Thursday is all of our like raw prep. So if you can imagine, most weeks we're doing, anywhere from 300 to 600 pounds of chicken, 300 to 600 pounds of beef. So, when you get one of our meals like the lemon garlic butter chicken, and all that chicken's nicely cubed, the chicken doesn't come to us looking like that. So you got,
well, good. That means it's fresh, real chicken.
6 guys cleaning chickens and dicing everything to perfection, and all of our vegetables. So if you see a lot of our dishes, we try and innovate, and we try and duplicate or recreate things. So for me, thinking about meals, and this is kind of off subject, but I'm always trying to think about, like, what do I want to eat? What am I craving? What do I need in that current moment to not derail me?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, that's kind of what spawned hibachi, because I love Japanese food. And but I said, hey, like, if we're gonna do hibachi, like, the vegetables need to look like you went to a hibachi restaurant and got the vegetables. They need to be, rectangle, like, they need to be sliced a certain way. And so Thursday is that day where it's like raw prep, slicing chicken, cutting meat, dicing vegetables.
I've never seen anything like it. To cut him off, we need to do a better job at getting in there and filming the process, because people don't understand. This week there's over 700 hibachi orders. People don't understand when you get in that much steak and chicken, which I don't understand. I don't cook. But to just cut the fat off and then cube it and then portion it and then to cut the vegetables like that, like, it's insane.
Yeah, it is.
How much work, and you get that meal in at $7.50 unbelievable value. But when you see it in person,
Yeah.
They really don't take any shortcuts.
Yeah.
It
they
all
really
comes
don't.
in so fresh. All the fat is perfectly trimmed off. The dicing of
absolutely.
it. I go in there sometimes. I just watch, and it's amazing. It's
Yeah,
amazing
like I know we talked about this a while back. I really want to do that. Like go there, do some really good,
anytime.
some good filming on that, because every time I see the foods, I'm like, oh my gosh! Like,
I
look
know
at
it
this.
comes. It looks
I've
so
never
great.
seen a piece of fat ever in any of the meals, and I'm like, wow, nice. And I know it's done by you guys. You know, I know they got your guys in the kitchen. Again, hats off to you guys,
being
man.
transparent. If there's a distributor listening right now, if you can send us,
Yeah.
I would love. We would love a way to make it a little bit simpler, but it's not out there unless you get a cheaper, product that's not as good. And that's been our thing is we want to put people before profits. We want to put the product on a pedestal, and so we've tried really hard. Like even with all of our steak, which this is just stuff we just don't talk about enough. Like we use all CAB, certified Angus beef steak. It's like all of our meat. Whenever you're getting steak, we try and get organic whenever we can. Like I said, $7.50 a meal. There's a range you have to play in, for sure, because obviously to serve people we have to stay in business.
Of course.
But whenever we can, we're buying the top of the line, freshest ingredients. So Thursday, man, it's just a crazy, just raw prep day.
Yeah.
Friday, we begin the process of things that hold longer, like rice and like a lot of those items that they'll stay fresher a lot longer. Mm-hmm. Saturday really hits hard on like proteins and all that stuff, and then any dishes that we do that have shrimp or stuff that doesn't last quite as long, salads, all of our zucchini noodles. So we hand spiral all of our zucchini in house. Like we don't. All that comes in just normal zucchini.
And they're so good.
And so that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday is just we say 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. But our kitchen manager Scott and the rest of the team, they do a phenomenal job. And there's days where I've come in and he's been there since 1 a.m. We've got a phenomenal staff that has the motto of, hey, whatever it takes to get it done, we're going to get it done. And so I would say there's a solid 40 to 50 hours in a 3-day span that it takes to crank out these meals. And then, Sunday is distribution day. So we've got 2 refrigerated trucks, and they're running all over, dropping off meals and making sure everything's where it needs to go. And that's kind of a typical day. And then Monday for us is just a day of, making sure everything's running smooth. We got 28 pickup locations running on Monday. And, the small chance that we have an error, which happens, I would say we run at like a 1% error.
That's amazing, though.
Sure. It's very low, but on the small chance that it happens, our Mondays are spent with phone calls and emails and text messages, and if there is a problem, making sure the problem's handled and trying to do right by the people that order the food. So that's kind of a typical week. Tuesday, Wednesday is supposed to be like our day off, like our whatever, but we end up finding ways to fill those days. So.
That's how it is though. When you're running a company, when you're doing your own thing, it happens. That's how it is. Like it's Sunday, we're here talking about this on Sunday. This is supposedly and it's fun to do all this stuff, but it's still you're still at a mental state where you're still thinking about work and you're doing this and that. Right. Even though it's obviously a lot of fun to do it,
100%.
It's still running. It never stops. Because that's all, and I like that you guys are putting that more on your Instagram page. Like when you're doing the runs for the deliveries and all that, you're letting people really see this is us. This is what we're all about. And again, to the people that actually, put the foods together, the staff and everything. I mean, hats off to them. It's insane. And you guys, I like that you guys appreciate that and you realize that it's all combined together.
It's all team. We can never ever do what we do without. Our staff is unbelievable. Yeah. There'd be no way we were at where we are today. And there's a lot of times where I say like, we need to put more out there of what we do. We're so busy, it's hard to do it. I don't know how to film with the cameras and stuff. And Jeff's doing stuff half the time. But even today I got there super early just by chance, but from 5 a.m. this morning, we did delivery today. Yeah. That's why we're here. We did delivery. We got to go check on locations. It's just, it's nonstop all the time, and we should do more behind the scenes, but we're just so grateful we have the staff in place now, it's that saying, you know, when you're working in your business, it's incredibly hard to grow. You want to be working on your business.
On it, right.
And we're just fortunate to have the staff that allows us to do that. And we're finally at that breaking point where we're able to do more stuff. It's our first ever podcast, but moving forward, do more things like this to gather and share our message, because like Jeffrey said, people over profits, that's our whole motto. I mean, at $7.50 a meal, we could sell these meals for more, hands down. Like, we could do more to bring in that, but our thing is, what can we do to make an impact on people's lives? Because we've struggled with weight our whole life. We know the importance of self-confidence, and then now we're finally excited to have created a product, created a platform, to have a vehicle. But I'm excited for opportunities like this to be able to get on here and speak and share more about the opportunity for people to go for their dreams.
Yeah,
to go for their goals, whether it's in fitness or business or relationships, whatever it may be, just to do it. It's like you said, the what if aspect.
The what if. I can't live with that. It took me forever to do this, but I was like, I have to do it, because if I don't, then somebody else will.
For sure.
And it's just me doing it. And you know, if I had not started it, we wouldn't be here sitting doing this, talking about also what you guys did. That if you wouldn't have done it, somebody else would have been doing it too. So then we would have been like listening to those people talk and been like, oh man, wow, I had that idea. Yeah, like, oh man, I had that idea. Shoot, you know? But we didn't. We took charge of it. We stepped out of our comfort zone. We made it happen. And that's what it's all about, really. Awesome. You know? Yeah, it is.
And I'm proud of you for doing this. This is our first ever time doing a podcast, being on a podcast. But even in first meeting you, you're talking about this, and now you're what episode is this? What are we in?
This is number 7. Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate. Thank you. I've been very.
And once that ball gets rolling, it just
gets rolling, it just goes and goes. I mean, it's fantastic, man. It really is, to just go for it, and like you said earlier, is you only really fail if you didn't learn anything from that experience.
100%.
Take it, tweak it as you need to, and then try something else. And if that doesn't work, fine. That's just another learning experience. You know, that's what it's all about. It's learning, taking those chances, taking those steps, and then making things work that makes sense to, like we said, you know, your total end game. You know, it's like a little thing that I'm working on. It's like it's our pursuit of wellness. You know, yours is different from his, from mine, from everyone's, but it's still your personal pursuit into what wellness means to you specifically. Yeah. You know, and having the food, I mean, that's 90%, if not more, of your overall results, and really in everything in life.
For sure. Because
if you don't eat good, you don't eat healthy, you're not going to really have that good of an outcome while you're trying to do things. You know, you need that food, the sustenance. You need the good, clean stuff to do better. You know, in everything. Do better in your job, do better in the gym, do better day by day, be healthier and stronger to play with your kids. You know, like you said, you're married too, so I mean, to have a better, longer relationship with your wife, to be able to go places, have the energy to do things. If you don't eat good, you're not going to have the energy to do it. You know, so the fact that you guys are the ones taking care of the food part for so many of us here in Charlotte, like that just in itself must be so rewarding for you guys. And we thank you. I mean, thank God that you started this, man. Because and the foods, again, I know I've talked about it so much, but the foods are so good. I always post it on my story, and I'm like, okay, no, seriously, this one's my favorite food. And then like when the next menu comes for the next week, I'm like, okay, all right, this is my favorite one now, and I'm sure it'll change next week. But it just is. It's so.
No, I agree.
And no, for those who are listening, they don't pay me to say this. Like literally, they don't. This is just. It's actually really good food. Like I've had others, because you need to know what's out there. You do.
Sure.
And I've tried others. Obviously, I'm not going to name them, but I've tried them. And the convenience, the value, the quality, and the way that the foods are made, to where, like I said, you know, you have all the information there right on the top of on the label. That is invaluable. A lot of places, not all of them, but a lot of places don't do that. You know,
awesome.
Or some of them you just don't know what you're getting.
Right.
And I'm like, what if it? Okay, sure, it's a protein and it's the macros, but what if it's not a protein I like. Like I don't know, you know. I like to know what I'm choosing. I like to be able to have the freedom of I want 4 of these, I want 4 of these, and I only want 2 of those because I do like them, but not that much.
Right.
Like I can take, you know, like whatever the protein. Let's say the French toast, the protein French toast. I like them, but I like them for the weekend. Yeah, I like them for Saturday and Sunday.
Sure.
So I love that I can just have it Saturday and Sunday. Yes, sweet. And now I get to crave them all week, and then come next weekend, then I'll probably do the other ones. I'll do the waffles, you know. But I have the option of doing that. So that right there is huge key because a lot of people want to pick what they want, you know, and they're like, I don't want it to be a surprise. Come on, like I want to know what I'm getting,
I'm
you know.
with you on that.
So it's really, really good, man. So again, thank you. And so what if there is? What's in store next for you guys? What are you? I know you said you want to do more stuff with the behind the scenes and all that, but yeah, like.
Well, first of all, we both have rock star wives that are used to our insane nature. I would say my wife and I, we will be married 7 years this month.
Oh, congrats, man!
And she's lived through about, I think she counted the other day, like 13 businesses. So
yeah.
And she's actually at home with the kids right now, being super mom. So I would say if you ask our wives, they'd probably say, who knows, probably be something else crazy. But I think for us right now, like we're dialed in. We're just 1,000%. We want to see how big we can build 212 and how many people's lives we can change and just do a better job of innovating. We've been talking about certain menu items for a long time, and it's just whether we can't find the right ingredients or we just can't make it work. But this week we've got a new flatbread coming out. It's like our version of a kind of healthier pizza.
Nice.
It's so good.
And
I'm the taste.
You heard it here first.
I'm the taste tester. The flatbread is top
so.
notch.
I think just like putting our heads down and really focusing in on you know. We feel like 212's in a really great place, but how can we make it 10 times better? What can we do to make the end users experience even greater? You know, how can we offer more menu items or different variety or, you know, just all those different things? How can we streamline the process better and how can we impact more people? So I wouldn't really say there's a next business idea or anything like that or even a next step for 212 as far as we get asked all the time, are you guys going to franchise? Are you going to do this or that? I think right now our main focus is just like take what we have, nurture it, grow it, and then kind of take it from there. So
there's a lot of ideas out there.
Oh, for sure.
I have to give my wife a shout out too. Super wife, she's awesome.
Thank you.
I gave her a shout out.
Yeah,
Please do.
I'm
man.
adding.
You have to do it yourself though, because if not,
she'll get in trouble.
She's going to be
That's
like,
right.
"Wow,
my wife is unbelievable." Jeffrey's wife, Steph and Lauren, they're both unreal in how they support us. But yeah, I mean, we talked other business ideas. We just love that whole innovation, growing, doing more, and I think a lot of times, and just some advice to people as well that are focused on a goal. I know for us, we find we got to rein ourselves back in. You know, you set a goal and you reach it. You know, they always say the scariest thing about setting a goal is when you achieve it until you have that next goal set. And I know for us, being dreamers, being people that just love change and just that adrenaline side of things, it's easy to kind of get sidetracked a little bit. But we've really worked hard to focus in on 212, and I'll play off everything Jeff said, but also I think it's just putting more effort on reaching our consumers, and I just think we both have a lot to offer from a business standpoint. You know, I'm almost 29, he's 31 now, 29, 31, so you know, still young and figuring stuff out, but have been through a lot. And I think the last 2+ years, we've put our heads down so much. I'm excited to kind of pick them up and get out there and just share our experience, share the failures, stuff we've learned, and just hopefully make an impact. You know, we finally created the vehicle and the product. And like you said, you know, thanking us. It's so nice to hear that. I hear it all the time through texts and phone calls, but surprisingly, we don't really get a lot of customer interaction because we're so behind the scenes making the machine work, if you will. I am excited to get out there some more and vocalize a little bit, just stuff we've learned and encourage people that if you have something in your life you want to do, go for it. Because, you know, we've done it, we did it, and even though we're only 2 years in, most businesses fail in the first few months, year, the first 2 years. And so I would say that's what's next is we have such a great staff now. We can finally disengage a little bit from being so much in the business, and just hopefully encourage and inspire some people to get out and create something of their own.
Absolutely, man. And that's exactly what you guys are doing, and that's a lot of people are going to benefit so much from it. They are now, and there's so much more for the years to come. You know, that's excellent. I get a lot of my clients tell me that, like, when they get a certain food, and I'll try to always snapshot it, send it to you guys so you can see, like, dude, check this out. This, you know, one of my clients, she's like lost 10 pounds, and like really the only change she did was eating better, and that's it. So they're finally understanding, you know, how important it is to eat well. So definitely, man, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time to sit out here with me.
Thanks for having us. It was a blast.
It was podcast number 1 for us.
Yes, thank you.
Couldn't have picked a better guy.
Thank you, man. Thanks, dude. I really appreciate it.
We're going to rip this and put it on our podcast.
Yeah, we're going to start a podcast, and we're going to get you on the podcast.
There you go. Look, now you can take some of the experience from here and be like, what am I going to do for the podcast? And, you know, that's what it's about. It's all about learning from each other, growing from each other, and then taking it from there. You know, and that's what it's about. That's excellent, man. So, okay, before we wrap up, tell everyone where they can reach you the best if they need to, like social media. You know, what's your website again?
Yeah. So website is www.212meals.com. So the number's 212meals.com. We have Facebook and Instagram. It's 212mealprep. My cell phone number's on everything. My cell phone number, 843-457-3056. I'll give it out because at this point it's too far gone. It is out there.
It's out there anyways.
Anyone can text or call me with anything they ever need. I think our email is 212mealprep@gmail.com. But don't hesitate. Any questions, concerns, comments, whatever you need. That's a great thing is we're getting closer to the point where we're at a really big point that it's difficult to get back to people, but I'd say 6 to 12 hour turnaround always. Yeah. So it's still exciting because we're still small enough to where every single new customer still gets a personal text from me. Yeah. If you need to call us, and we are happy to help any way we possibly can. But definitely check us out on Instagram and Facebook and the website.
Awesome. And then same one for you, right? Same thing.
Yep, everything's the same. I don't
His number's not out there, so he my number got put on the first set of runs. So.
Actually, I think if you go to our Facebook, my cell phone is attached to Facebook.
Call his cell phone.
We call his now for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta keep my mental space open for creativity, so we keep the new meals flowing.
That's right.
Very true. That is very true. That's right. That is one thing I was going to ask you. Yeah. I guess we'll do another session maybe some other time, but I totally forgot. Is how do you come up with the meals?
Magic.
Yeah,
it tastes like magic. I mean, little fairy dust.
So honestly, a lot of it is me just trying to fill my own need for something that I want.
We love food.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get to 320 pounds if you don't love food. And then the other thing is, I literally, like, whenever I go out to eat, I'll just look at ideas. Like, it's so funny this week that people are picking up tomorrow, the teriyaki chicken fried rice bowl. Yeah. So I was at an event with my wife and kids and my in-laws, and there was a food truck, and they had this, like, they called it a California fried rice bowl. And I looked at it, and I ate it, and I was like, that was good. I could make it better. Nice. And then I said, now how can I make it healthy? Right. And so that's kind of what inspired that. And our noodle bowl, I was like craving lo mein so bad. And I was like, we need a lo mein. We need a noodle bowl.
Yeah.
And, same thing with quesadillas or flatbread. I mean, it's all the whatever I need in that moment for craving. And then I'm like probably any other chef or any other meal prep person. Like, I'll hit up Pinterest every now and then. I'll look at, we've got some people that we kind of communicate with. Like, we've got another company in Alabama, same age as us. So we'll kind of go back and forth on ideas with them. And
staff has a lot of great.
Phenomenal staff. We've got several key guys in our kitchen that have come up with a lot of dishes. I know if you've ever had the meatloaf, our meatloaf is like top notch. That's Chef Scott's recipe. A lot of our like funkier dishes, like the shrimp and chicken etouffee and
Scott, Tom, and Larry.
Yeah,
our secret weapons.
Yeah,
right there.
Tom comes up with a lot of dishes.
Don't finding them.
That's right.
Those are our secret weapons.
So our staff comes with a lot of great ideas too, and we're real open with our staff. I always tell people like, hey, if you got an idea, bring it to me. If we can make it work, we'll figure out a way to make it work. And if we can't, then it is what it is. But yeah, I mean that's kind of
nice.
It kind of ebbs and flows.
Oh, I was wondering, because I'm like, there's a lot of good foods here, man. How the heck do you come out with all these ideas?
A lot of them are just random, like the loaded sweet potato. Barbecue sweet potato. I don't even know. I was like, man, like barbecue chicken, sweet potato.
I think I made up 1 or 2 meals.
Yeah,
4 or 5.
He's lying.
Yeah, I think a few in there.
You know what you start doing now is like have a signature line. Be like,
that's
neat. This is his line. This is Jason's line.
It would be so basic and boring.
Sandwiches.
It'd be ham and cheese and bread on a
peanut butter sandwich, a chicken and rice.
Yeah.
And his line's the basic line. The basic.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Quesadilla line.
The quesadilla line. Yes.
I've come up with a few dishes.
Dude, that loaded sweet potato with the chicken on it.
Good.
That's
making
been
me hungry now.
Oh man, I was hungry when I was getting here, thinking, oh, I'm gonna talk to these guys. Oh my gosh, I have 2 more meals in my fridge waiting for me.
That's awesome.
That's great.
They're so good, man. That's my post-workout meal right now for all last week.
You're gonna have to do the flatbread this week for post-workout.
The flatbread one.
It's barbecue chicken flatbread.
Oh my god.
And it's we're actually using G. Hughes their line of sugar-free barbecue sauce.
Nice.
To get barbecue sauce is tricky because a lot of them are filled with sugar.
Yeah.
And I was super excited to bring this because it's sugar free, which there's different debates on whether sucralose or artificial sugar is good or bad. And we've always been a company that's like we try and be all natural.
Yeah.
But at the same sense, if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to get back on track, and you're killing yourself with 18 grams of carbs from your sauce. That's not going to help anybody. So I'm excited to use this.
Yeah.
It's got 2 grams of carbs per serving.
Yeah,
so I'm pumped for the barbecue chicken flatbread. So.
And that's another thing that I was going to mention before is that I really like that your focus is quality over quantity. So you're focused on what really, really matters. And it's like if you don't have that much more than that amount of options for menus, then that's the reason. Because it's quality. You're making sure it's good stuff, and at that price, come on, man,
you can't beat it.
Come on,
hard to beat it.
And everyone, sorry, it's only local. So
that's
who's
right.
listening?
Sorry,
don't send them a message saying, "Hey,
North and South Carolina, go on our website, go to the locations, and see if we're close." Which, who knows? Maybe one day we'll be nationwide, but probably not.
Yeah, I think keeping it like you are local is.
Thank you.
It's definitely. Something that always a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, now we're gonna do this world or whatever. And that's great and all, but then you start messing with the quality of the foods. Then you start, and then the price has to go up because
1,000%.
There's the cost of shipping, keeping it frozen so it doesn't go bad, and then you can probably have issues where it delayed in shipping and the food came hot and it's gross, and then it's just a big.
There's plenty of people in the markets that we're in now that still haven't heard about us. So
I'm trying to stay young and not get old too fast.
Yeah, exactly.
29 locations is not for me.
That's right now. Hey man, one for every year.
We're gonna have to add one. We're gonna add one for 30.
There you go.
Keep it where it's at.
We'll keep it at, and I think it's working. It's working so great that way, guys. I mean, it's and you also do have to have that balance.
Sure.
You both have lives, obviously, so. You have to have that good balance because that's part of your wellness as well,
Sure,
absolutely.
But yeah. So again, thanks again, guys. Cool. This was fantastic, and everyone, thank you for listening again. Thank you for making this possible, and stay tuned for next. Let's see, 2 weeks from now, I'll be interviewing the guys from Beers and Burpees. Another fantastic guy. Honestly, Mike is a great guy. So stay tuned for that too, guys. All right. Take care and always live to progress.